In a lot of cases where we've had renovation at the end of the season, there will be cases where, as you can see here, the grass hasn't taken. What we need to do is, rather than leave it until the end of the following season before we renovate, is it's quite a simple operation to actually try and do this now before the season starts, to get some grass seed in so that it can germinate for safety reasons and also more for aesthetics as well, to have a good grass coverage. What we need to do is create a bit of a tilth. So to do that we need to break up the surface. This can be done in a number of ways. I have here a small lawn aerator with some spikes on it, which is quite cheap and simple to acquire from a garden centre, and all that's going to do is, by running it across the area that we've identified, is it's just breaking up the surface. Sometimes it may be an advantage to put a little bit of moisture down beforehand, it will help break it up, but all we're doing is breaking up the surface. By then, our grass seed that we've used for the end of season renovation, and if you've used a contractor, then don't be afraid to ask him for a small bag of seed to help, you know, for renovation. Small handful just to sprinkle it in, so we're getting a decent coverage. And the important thing now is that we don't leave that as it is, because all we're going to do is end up feeding the pigeons and the birds. If we're out in a rural area and we've got molehills, they're a great source of soil that you can gather together and put into a bag and use. Or it may be that you're getting something from a hedge back or wherever. We need to cover that, and if you've got some topsoil, we have some here. And again, by using a small sieve so that we don't get stones or anything uncertain. Bearing in mind this is in a goal area, we don't want the goalkeeper rolling around on here and coming out saying he's got problems with cut feet or anything else. So by just flooding that across, as you can see now, we've covered the seed up quite easily. What we need to make sure is that we don't put too much down, because we don't want to build a crown, we want to keep it nice and level. That should now, within a couple of days, should germinate. If it's a larger area, as you can probably see, it might be advisable, given the time of year, to probably cover that with either a bin liner or grow sheets, something that can just help retain the heat to get the seed to germinate. But once it's germinated, the sheet needs to come off so they can let air and things get to it. If we haven't got the roller, what we can use is our trusty fork we've used for divoting, and again it's just no more than, again, breaking up the surface just to create a bit of a tilth so that the actual seed is getting into the soil rather than just resting on the top. So again, same process, we've broken it up a bit of seed down over the area, and again a little bit of topsoil just sieved over the top. And again, we need to do no more than that. That's now, with a bit of luck, will allow us to have some seed coming through and germinate. This can be done in any area of the pitch. It could be done where you've had, if you're fortunate enough to have touch judges, they always tend to run up and down the same area. We can do the same there. We can do it in the centre circle. So wherever you've got a large bare area, or you've got an issue where grass has died off, don't be frightened to have a go at putting some small renovation in to help get some grass coverage in. At the end of the day, we want grass coverage which will constitute a better ball roll and better playability for everybody concerned.